Okay. You live in my dream state. We look at my fantasy.
The gaming world is reeling. The news has hit like a thunderbolt, leaving gamers and industry insiders alike in a state of shock and disbelief. The ripple effects of this announcement are being felt far and wide, from the bustling streets of major cities to the quiet corners of small towns where passionate gamers reside. Warner Bros. Discovery Inc., the entertainment giant, just dropped a bombshell. In a move that has left many scratching their heads, the company has decided to shut down 3 of its video game studios. This decision is not just a minor adjustment, it's a seismic shift in the gaming landscape. They are shutting down 3 of their video game studios. Gone. Just like that. The halls that once buzzed with creativity and innovation now stand silent, a stark reminder of the impermanence of the industry. The studios on the chopping block, Monolith Productions, Player First Games, and Warner Bros. Games San Diego. These names are not just brands, they represent years of hard work, dedication, and countless hours spent crafting experiences that have brought joy to millions. This news has sent shockwaves through the industry. Analysts and experts are scrambling to understand the full implications of this move. What does it mean for the future of gaming? How will it affect the competitive landscape? These are questions that are being asked in boardrooms and living rooms alike. It's a stark reminder of the often turbulent nature of the gaming business. The industry is known for its highs and lows, its moments of triumph, and its periods of uncertainty. This latest development is a testament to the volatile nature of the business. This isn't just some minor restructuring, it's a major move with big consequences. The decision to close these studios is a clear indication that Warner Bros. Is looking to make significant changes to its gaming strategy. It's a major move with big consequences. Hundreds of employees are now facing an uncertain future. These are people who have dedicated their careers to creating the games we love, and now they are left wondering what comes next. These studios employed hundreds of talented developers, artists, and designers. Each one of them brought their unique skills and perspectives to the table, contributing to the rich tapestry of the gaming world. People who poured their hearts and souls into creating the games we love. They worked late nights, weekends, and holidays, driven by a passion for their craft and a desire to create something truly special. Now their futures are uncertain. The closure of these studios has left many talented individuals in a state of limbo, unsure of where their next opportunity will come from. The news has sparked outrage and sadness among gamers and industry professionals alike. Social media is abuzz with reactions, as fans express their disappointment and concern for the future of their favorite franchises. This decision wasn't made in a vacuum. Warner Bros. Has been facing significant challenges in recent years, and this move is likely a response to mounting pressures from various stakeholders. Warner Bros. Has been facing pressure to increase profitability. The company has struggled to maintain its financial footing, and the decision to close these studios is likely an attempt to streamline operations and cut costs. The company has struggled in recent years. Despite its storied history and impressive portfolio, Warner Bros. Has found it increasingly difficult to compete in the ever-evolving entertainment landscape. Some of their high-profile games have flopped. Titles that were expected to be blockbuster hits failed to meet expectations, leaving both fans and investors disappointed. Investors are getting antsy. They want to see results. The pressure to deliver financial performance has never been higher, and Warner Bros. Is feeling the heat, and they want them now. The demand for immediate results has led to tough decisions, and the closure of these studios is one of the most significant. So, what does this mean for the future of Warner Bros. Games? The closure of these studios raises many questions about the company's direction and its ability to compete in the highly competitive gaming market. Is this the beginning of the end, or is it a strategic move that will ultimately lead to a stronger, more focused Warner Bros. Games? Only time will tell. Or can the company bounce back? Only time will tell. The gaming industry is nothing if not resilient, and there is always hope that new opportunities will arise from the ashes of this decision. But one thing is certain, the gaming landscape just got a whole lot more interesting. The closure of these studios will undoubtedly lead to shifts in the industry, as other companies look to fill the void left by Warner Bros. And a little bit sadder, the loss of these studios is a blow to the gaming community, and it will take time for the full impact to be understood. For now, we can only watch and wait, hoping for the best in a time of great uncertainty. One of the biggest casualties of this restructuring is the highly anticipated Wonder Woman game. This game was set to be a groundbreaking addition to the superhero gaming genre, promising an immersive experience that would let players embody the legendary Amazonian warrior. Fans were ecstatic when the game was first announced. Social media buzzed with excitement, and gaming forums were filled with speculation and anticipation. The announcement had created a wave of enthusiasm that was palpable. Finally, a chance to step into the shoes of the iconic Amazonian warrior. The hype was real. Players were eager to explore the rich lore of Themyscira, engage in epic battles, and experience a story that promised to be both thrilling and emotionally resonant. Trailers showcased stunning graphics, fluid combat, and an intriguing storyline. The visuals were breathtaking, with meticulously designed environments and character models that brought the world of Wonder Woman to life in vivid detail, but it wasn't meant to be. Despite the high hopes and the extensive development efforts, the game has been officially cancelled, leaving fans and developers alike in a state of disbelief and disappointment. The game, which was being developed by Monolith Productions, is officially cancelled. Monolith, known for their work on the critically acclaimed Middle-earth series, had poured their expertise and passion into this project. Just like that, a project years in the making is gone. Poof! The developers, who had invested countless hours and creative energy, are left to grapple with the abrupt end of their hard work. It's a bitter pill to swallow for both the developers and the fans. The community that had rallied around the game is now left with nothing but what-ifs and a sense of loss. The cancellation highlights the brutal realities of the gaming industry. It's a world where even the most promising projects can be abruptly terminated due to financial constraints, shifting corporate priorities, or unforeseen challenges. Developing AAA games is expensive, really expensive. The costs associated with high-end graphics, voice acting, marketing, and extensive development cycles can run into the tens or even hundreds of millions of dollars. And sometimes even the most promising projects get the axe. It's a tough business. The financial risks are enormous, and not every game can make it to the finish line. One minute you're on top of the world, the next you're staring into the abyss. The highs and lows of game development are extreme, and the cancellation of a major project can be a devastating blow. The cancellation of Wonder Woman is a huge blow to Warner Bros. The company had high hopes for this game, seeing it as a potential flagship title that could drive console sales and elevate their gaming division. It was supposed to be a flagship title, a system seller, the kind of game that not only generates significant revenue but also enhances the brand's prestige and market position. Now the company is left scrambling to fill the void. Executives are undoubtedly in crisis mode, trying to figure out how to recover from this setback and what their next steps should be. It's a setback they can ill afford. In an industry as competitive and fast-paced as gaming, losing a major project can have far-reaching consequences, affecting everything from stock prices to employee morale. The gaming community is left to mourn what could have been. Discussions and debates rage on social media, with fans expressing their disappointment and speculating about the reasons behind the cancellation. For now, all that remains are the tantalizing glimpses of what might have been. Concept art, storyboards, and early gameplay footage serve as bittersweet reminders of a dream that was never realized. Yet, in the world of game development, hope springs eternal. Developers and fans alike hold on to the hope that one day, the Wonder Woman game might be resurrected, or that another project will capture their imaginations just as powerfully. Until then, the cancellation of the Wonder Woman game stands as a poignant reminder of the challenges and uncertainties that define the gaming industry. But it also serves as a testament to the passion and resilience of those who create and play these games. Let's be honest, Warner Bros. Hasn't exactly been knocking it out of the park lately. The once mighty studio, known for its blockbuster hits and beloved franchises, has been struggling to find its footing in the ever-evolving landscape of the gaming industry. It's a tough pill to swallow for fans who have grown up with the iconic WB shield, expecting nothing but the best. Their recent track record is, well, let's just say it's been a bit meh. The excitement that once surrounded their game releases has been replaced by a sense of trepidation. Gamers and critics alike have been left wondering if the studio has lost its magic touch. Last year was particularly rough. It seemed like every new release was met with a collective sigh of disappointment. Titles that were hyped up for months, even years, fell flat upon arrival, leaving fans disheartened and questioning their loyalty. A string of high-profile releases failed to meet expectations, both critically and commercially. The developers, who poured their hearts and souls into these projects, were left to face the harsh reality of the industry's unforgiving nature. Long hours, sleepless nights, and endless revisions all seemed to be in vain. Ouch! The disappointment was palpable. Social media was flooded with negative reviews and frustrated comments from gamers who felt let down by the studio they once revered. Remember that Gotham Knights game? The one that was supposed to be the next big superhero hit? It had all the makings of a blockbuster, a beloved franchise, a compelling storyline, and a dedicated fan base eagerly awaiting its release. Yeah, it didn't quite land the way they hoped. Despite the massive marketing push and the high expectations, the game failed to resonate with its audience. Critics panned it for its repetitive gameplay and lackluster story. Sales were underwhelming. The game that was supposed to be a shining star in Warner Bros.' lineup turned out to be a dim flicker, to put it mildly. The fallout was swift and brutal. Retailers reported sluggish sales, and the game's online community quickly dwindled. And let's not forget about Multiversus, their attempt to cash in on the platform fighter craze. It seemed like a surefire hit, capitalizing on the popularity of games like Super Smash Bros. And bringing together a roster of beloved characters from various Warner Bros. Properties. It had its moments, sure. There were flashes of brilliance, and some players genuinely enjoyed the game, but those moments were few and far between. But ultimately, it felt like a pale imitation of Super Smash Bros. The comparisons were inevitable, and unfortunately, Multiversus just couldn't measure up to the gold standard set by its predecessor. It just couldn't compete. The game struggled to find its footing in a crowded market, and players quickly moved on to other titles. These disappointments put immense pressure on Warner Bros. The studio, once a titan in the industry, found itself grappling with the harsh realities of failure. The bean counters were not happy. Something had to give. The financial strain was becoming too much to bear, and tough decisions had to be made. And sadly, that something turned out to be 3 entire studios. The closures sent shockwaves through the industry, leaving hundreds of talented developers out of work. The cold, hard reality is that in the world of corporate entertainment, failure has a price. It's a cutthroat industry where only the strongest survive, and even the slightest misstep can have dire consequences. And sometimes, that price is paid by the little guys. The developers, the artists, the dreamers who pour their hearts into their work only to see it all come crashing down. It's a sobering reminder of the high stakes in the world of game development. Section 4. Seeking profits, cutting costs, the logic of restructuring. Now, before we grab our pitchforks and torches, let's try to understand the logic behind this decision. From a purely business perspective, it kind of makes sense. Sad but true. Warner Bros. Discovery Inc. is a publicly traded company. Their primary responsibility is to their shareholders. And shareholders like one thing above all else: profit. Closing these studios, as painful as it is, will save the company a significant amount of money. No more salaries to pay, no more overhead costs. It's a cold, calculated move, but it's one that will please investors in the short term. Wall Street loves a good cost-cutting story. But here's the thing. Focusing solely on short-term profits can be incredibly damaging in the long run, especially in a creative industry like video games. Developing groundbreaking games takes time, money, and a willingness to take risks. By shutting down studios and canceling promising projects, Warner Bros. Is sending a clear message. Creativity is secondary to profit, and that's a dangerous game to play. Section 5. Collateral damage, the human cost of studio closures. While the financial implications of these closures are significant, it's important to remember the human cost. Hundreds of talented developers, artists, designers, and support staff are now out of a job. People who dedicated years of their lives to creating games. People with families to support and dreams to chase. The emotional toll on these individuals is immeasurable. Imagine pouring your heart and soul into a project, only to have it ripped away at the last minute. It's devastating. And it's a story that's sadly become all too common in the gaming industry. The closure of these studios will have a ripple effect throughout the industry. Talented individuals will be forced to relocate, switch careers, or leave the industry altogether. It's a loss for everyone involved. The gaming world needs these passionate individuals to continue pushing the boundaries of what's possible.